Have you ever wondered how the ancient Assyrians explained the creation of the universe, gods, and even mankind? In this video, we're going to explore the Ashur version of the Enuma Elish, a lesser-known but fascinating version of one of the world's oldest creation stories. This version was discovered in the ancient city of Ashur and dates back to the Middle Assyrian period. While it shares a lot with the more well-known Babylonian Enuma Elish, the Ashur version has some unique elements that offer a different take on how everything began. In this version, we still have the familiar characters like Apsu, Tiamat, and Marduk, but the roles and genealogy of the gods change, offering us insight into how the Assyrians may have understood their place in the cosmos. We'll be reading directly from those surviving pieces, breaking down what they tell us about the origins of the universe and the complex relationship between the gods. We'll also touch on the differences between the Ashur version and other variations, like the Babylonian Enuma Elish and the Atrahasis epic, to see how these myths evolved over time. Tablet 1 of the Ashur Enuma Elish introduces the primordial state of existence. No gods have been created yet, and the universe is a vast, undifferentiated chaos. From the mingling of Apsu and Tiamat's waters, the gods emerge, marking the beginning of time and order. Let's explore the first tablet and see how the Assyrians believed the cosmos came into being. In the beginning, when the heavens were unnamed, and the earth below was nameless, Apsu, the primordial, their ancestor Mummu and Tiamat, who birthed them all, their waters intertwined as one. When the reeds were not yet woven together and the marshes had not yet formed, when the gods were not yet shaped, none had names, destinies were not set. Then the gods emerged among them. Lamu and Lahamu were formed, named. As they grew, they became powerful. Anshar and Kisha were created. They surpassed them. Long were the days, years were added. Anu, their son, rival of his father's. Anshar made Anu, his firstborn, their equal. Then Anu begat Nudimud in his own image. Nudimud became master of his fathers. Keen, thoughtful, mighty in strength, stronger by far than his begetter, his father Anshar. He had no equal among the gods, his brothers. So came into being the brothers, the gods. They perturbed Tiamat, they overpowered all of her guards, troubling the belly of Tiamat. In sorrow they mourned in the midst of her depths. Apsu could not diminish their uproar, and Tiamat was distressed by their deeds. Their way was not good. They cried out to Mummu, his messenger, saying unto him, Mummu, my messenger who rejoices my soul, come, let us go to Tiamat. They went and lay down before her. They consulted on a plan concerning the gods, their sons. Apsu opened his mouth, addressing her to the shining Tiamat. He spoke, Their way annoys me. Mummu fell upon his neck, took him on his knees, kissed him. Whatever they planned in their assembly was repeated to the gods, their firstborn. The gods heard it, they rushed about. They kept silent, they sat in sorrow. Then the wise, exalted Ea, perceiving all things, saw their plot. He reproduced it, the outline of the whole he set down. He cunningly applied his superior holy incantation. He told it off. With water he quieted Apsu. Sleep overcame Apsu, lying in the cave. He caused Apsu to lie down, overcome by sleep. As for Mummu, his manhood was woefully distressed. He loosed his bands and took away his splendor. Mummu lay there bound. He bound Apsu and slew him. Mummu he locked up, using violence upon him. He established his abode upon Apsu. Mummu he seized, holding him by his rope. In Tablet 6, we witness the divine assembly gathered by Marduk. This is where the creation of mankind unfolds. The gods, weary of their labor, agree to a bold plan that will rework the ranks of their social hierarchy. First, they established a new lower class, which they called Amelu, meaning slave master of man. This new class would serve the upper class, carrying the burden of the upper class. He also reworks the upper class as well, establishing godship so that the lower class offer praise to the upper class, which is an early form of worship. Marduk's cunning and power shine through as he devises this new order, forever setting in stone the relationship between gods and man. When Marduk heard the word of the gods, his heart was moved and he devised cunning plans. He opened his mouth. To air he spoke. As to that which he had planned in his heart, he gave counsel. Blood will I fashion and bone will I cause to be. I will set up an Amalu, man shall be his name. I will create the Amalu man. They shall perform the service of the gods, these shall be pacified. I will change the ways of the gods, cunningly will I contrive it. All alike shall they be honoured, and to their several ways let them be assigned. Ea answered him, the word he spoke, for the pacification of the gods, he imparted to him a plan. Let one of their brothers be offered up, let him be destroyed, and let people be formed. Let the gods gather together, let this one be offered up, let them remain. Marduk assembled the great gods. He put forth his plan, his command he gave. He opened his mouth, gave the gods their orders. As king to the Anunnaki he addressed the word, the former word which I spoke to you, surely it shall abide. Trustworthy are the words I utter, 'tis a word from me. Who was it who created warfare, who let loose Tiamat, who joined battle? Let him be offered up who created warfare. I will let him bear his penalty. Oblivion I will cause him to inhabit. Then answered him the Igigi, the great gods, king who it was who created warfare, who let loose Tiamat, who joined battle. They bound him. Before Ea they brought him, punishment they laid upon him, they pierced him to the blood. From his blood he made mankind, from the service of the gods he released the gods. After he had created man, Ea organized the service of the gods. They laid it on him, man. This work was not done carefully. Through the cunning of Marduk, it was made acceptable. Marduk the king made a division among the gods. The Anunnaki he assigned to places above and below. The Ashur Enuma Elish offers us a fascinating glimpse into how the ancient Assyrians saw the world. We've explored the rise of the gods, the clash of primordial forces, and Marduk's plan to create mankind. Through these fragments, we can piece together their beliefs about the origins of the universe and the roles that the gods played in shaping it. One of the most striking parts of this version is how closely the gods' actions were tied to creating order out of chaos, with Marduk emerging as a powerful figure to take control. It's clear that these stories weren't just myths to the Assyrians, they were a way to explain the very fabric of their culture and their world. We hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more Eat the Fruit.